All right, Gen Chem, we are going to learn a little bit more about pH today and how we measure pH. A lot of times when we measure pH, we use an indicator. Sometimes we use litmus paper, like we talked about earlier before. Litmus paper comes in two forms. We have blue litmus paper, we have red litmus paper. Red litmus paper turns red when we have acids. Blue litmus paper turns blue when we have bases. Okay, so we can use those. We also have some universal indicator paper that has like this rainbow color where the warm colors, the pinks, the reds, the oranges, and the yellows are all acidic. And the warmer the color, so pink being the most acidic to yellow being the least acidic, and the cooler colors, greens, blues, and indigos, are basic. Once again, the greens are the least basic, and the more cool you get, the darker blues, the indigos, the more basic it goes. Okay? Today we're going to do a sim, which is using a quad color indicator. So that is a quad color is we've got four indicators that we're using. Indicators are dyes that will change color based on pH. Now I'm going to repeat that again. Indicators, pH, acid and base indicators, are dyes that change color based on pH. And so this quad indicator that we're going to use today in this sim is actually four different dyes that have different changes at different pHs so that we can really narrow in on a pretty specific pH range, even better than, say, universal paper. So before we go into the sim, we have to get you signed up. So when you get into this module, you're going to see at the very top of this quiz, step 1, go to explorelearning.com. So you're going to want to go to explorelearning.com. So I have a link there that will take you straight there, okay? You're going to want to create your login. So what we'd like you to use is your student ID number followed by MHS, so that your student ID number with Murray High School, MHS, behind it, okay? And then for your password, just use your normal password that you normally use for your Murray student accounts, okay? That way it will help you keep track of things. Then you're going to have to get a class ad code. Let me show you here. We've got the get the class ad code in step 3. And I have the class ad codes for B1, B3, and the B5 classes for you. Okay, so let me show you what those links look like. So if you hit the link, this is the one for the B1 Gen Chem class. It tells you to do these same instructions to log in. You go to explorelearning.com, and then you're going to click on Enroll in a Class in the upper right-hand corner. And then you have your class code that is right here. Type in your teacher's class code. So for B1, it's going to be 8DGFWB. Each class has their own code. So you're going to want to go into your class period's class, get that code, and type that in. If you want to, you can download this document so that you can write your username and your password to keep it, or you can use Google Password Keeper to do that for you, okay? So once you're enrolled, then you should be able to find the pH quad indicator lab in your class, okay? So when you do that, you should be finding this pH analysis quad indicator. You're going to want to click on that and you're going to want to launch that, okay? So I've added it to all your classes. It should be there to launch. Now, this is fairly interactive. There are a bunch of different solutions that we are going to test pH on. I'm going to show you how to do this on a couple of examples. And let me show you also this grid down here. So this grid down here is what we're going to match for the different pHs. So we should get these color schemes for the different pHs. So let's look and see what we're going to do with ammonia. We're going to use ammonia as an example. So I want to click on ammonia. I want to test it. So I need to click the test button, and then I've got this strip here, and I've got to match it with the colors along here. Now I see that I've got this kind of orange color, but it's not super orange. And then I've got this coral color, and I've got navy, and I've got blue. So what pattern do I have going from top to bottom that matches this? I've got it right here on pH 11. I've got this kind of orangey, and then a coral, and then this navy, and then this yellow. So I'm going to say that ammonia has a pH of about 11. Okay. And I'm going to do this over and over again. So I'm going to go down to the next thing. I'm going to click on baking soda. I'm going to let that test tube fill up, and I'm going to click test. And then I'm going to match the colors that I have on my test strip to the colors that I have here. And you'll notice here, I'm about at a pH 8. Okay, so I'm going to do that over and over for all of these different solutions. So you're going to want to write down the pHs in your canvas. So I have a place where you write down the pHs, and then I also have a place where you write down whether it's acidic, basic, or neutral. Remember, acidic pHs are anything below 7, so those are considered acidic. Anything above 7, 8 and above, is considered basic, and only 7 is considered neutral. So I want you to match the colors, determine the pH, then tell me if it's below 7, acidic, or 8 and above, basic, or 7 right on and neutral. Okay? And you'll see the table in your canvas. Let me show you the table in the canvas. So if I preview this, you're going to have these questions that ask you what an indicator is, and then you're going to have this table of all these different things that you need to answer. What is the pH that you observed, and whether it is acidic? And then we go on and test more of them. Okay. And then we have a couple general questions that I want you to answer. Okay. And then we're going to test a tighter pH range. Okay. So let's go to this. Instead of using the 0 to 14 paper, I want you to test a couple things on the 4.5 to 7.5 paper. Okay, so we are going to test things on this paper. Notice we have a different color range. Okay, and we're going to test this and see what we can have, what matches to. So there's cola, and it looks like it matches 4.5. I'm going to ask you to match the pH value from your 0 to 4 paper with the what you read for the 4.5 to 7.5, and compare those two values. Are they right on, or are they different? How different are they? How right on are they? Okay, so here are the things that I want you to test on that tighter range and compare the different pH values from the different papers that we use. Okay, and then I have some general questions here that hopefully will help you compare and contrast how useful the two different types of paper, pH paper, were, and what their advantages and the different properties are. Okay, so you're going to be testing, once again, some things on this narrow 4.5 to 7.5 paper, and you're going to be testing things on the 0 to 14 paper. So just follow the questions along in Canvas. If you can, split screen it so half of your screen is the Gizmo and the other half of the screen is the Canvas, so you can just follow along and keep that going. All right? If you have any questions, please email me or come and see me. Thanks. Have a great day. See ya. Bye.